Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. We were doing this daily reading in Proverbs. I think this was yesterday's reading. I was just getting to it today. And as I was finishing up, I came across verse 19. And through the spirit, that gave me a video topic, man, going into friendship and all that. And I get excited speaking about friends, man, because friends, real friends is a very powerful thing. And then this world has no concept of what a real friend is. So anyways, let's get into it though. We're going to read Proverbs 25 and 19, and then we're going to read some in Ecclesiastes 6. We're going to start around 7. Let's see if we can get to 17. Going into what a real friend is, man. Lord willing, this will be edifying, and it will give us, more wisdom and understanding on this subject to build up our spirit in these latter days. So this is Proverbs 25 and 19. It says, confidence in an unfaithful man in time of trouble is like a broken tooth and a foot out of joint. So confidence means, what you have faith in. So it's saying if you have faith in an unfaithful man, when shit gets real, it's like a broken tooth. It's like a broken tooth. And when you have a broken tooth, you can't chew. So if you have confidence in a broken tooth, it's false confidence. You won't be able to chew and process the food. Just like if you put your confidence or your faith in an unfaithful man, it's false confidence. Because when you need him the most, he will vanish like the Avatar. Excuse me, man. I'm just having fun. But, that's the truth. And over time in life, and especially being in this truth, you understand this, man. Real friends are our brothers. Real friends are the brotherhood. So we don't just put confidence in any man. We got to be a discerner of spirits. And this scripture is really important to understand, especially when we go out, it's camp day, it's Saturday right now. So especially when we go out to the highways and byways, we really got to, understand this, man. We got to discern spirits. We got to discern who's a real friend and who's not. Everybody that just comes up to the camp, like the apostles and elders have been saying as of late, because, the spirit of the Lord is on us to focus on these things. Just because someone comes up to the camp doesn't mean they're cool, man. Just because they stop and listen, just because they smile, just because they agree temporarily, doesn't mean they're a real friend. Friendship is built. The trust in a friend is built over time. So one more time, Proverbs 25 and 19, it says, confidence in an unfaithful man and in time of trouble is like a broken tooth and a foot out of joint. Now, a foot out of joint. Let's go into the other Bible comparisons to see what that says. It says, putting confidence in an unreliable person in times of trouble is like chewing with a broken tooth or walking on a lame foot. Okay, that makes sense, because I didn't really get what a foot out of joint means. I got it to a degree, but now that makes sense. A foot out of joint, a lame foot. A foot that can't walk. So basically it's saying you shouldn't put your trust in any man, because when you need him the most, in all seriousness, when you need him the most, he won't be there. He won't work. Just like that broken tooth, he won't be able to chew the food. Or like that lame foot, he won't be able to walk. So the concept of a friend, or what a real friend is, this is something we got to understand in righteousness. This world, they have all their definitions for things, like what a friend is, what love is. But the scriptures give us the true perspective of what these things are, man. So a real friend is what we're about to go into in Ecclesiastes 6 and verse 7. We just read in Proverbs 25 and 19 that it's basically giving you wisdom, that you have to discern people's spirits, and you just shouldn't put confidence in everyone you come across in life. You got to really test people. So this is Sirach or Ecclesiasticus 6 and 7. It says, if thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first and be not hasty to credit him. You see, that's exactly linking up to Proverbs 25 and 19. You know, a lot of people, let's read this again. It says, if thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first and be not hasty to credit him. Okay, so a friend has to be proved. He has to be tested, and tests take time. A lot of people are too hasty to credit them, and then that friend becomes what we're reading here in Proverbs 25, which is an unfaithful man, because he wasn't a true friend. Okay, so a friend that this is a serious, to a friend, to understand what a friend is serious, man. Especially to us believing in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, doing this work, dedicating our lives to this truth, going out to the highways, the byways, making these videos. We got to understand these things, especially in the days to come. When all hell breaks loose, we're going to need to put our trust in each other more and more, man. All right, so verse 8, it says, for some man is a friend for his own occasion and will not abide in the day of thy trouble. And does this not link up to what that brother had the video going into how not every brother made it? This is why. Because some men are fake. You got some men in GMS, in this truth. Obviously, we know not every single man in GMS is a man of the Lord, man. We have spies, we have agents, we have men that come and go occasionally, yearly. I was just listening to Apostle Recall say these things last night. And the reason is because of verse 8. It says, for some man is a friend for his own occasion and will not abide in the day of thy trouble. So you got men that come into this truth, but they're not really, they're not real friends, man. Because the test of time that we read in verse 7, the test of time proves it. And they end up falling back into the world. So a real friend, is precious, man. And we got to understand what a real friend is. A real friend is someone that has, proved himself. It's someone that's there for you when you don't even have anything. He's just there for you because he genuinely, loves your spirit. And that's what the brotherhood is. The brotherhood is, we are real friends, man. We're real friends. We got to always remember these words. All right, verse 9, it says, and there is a friend who being turned to enmity and strife will discover thy reproach. Again, because they're fake friends. This reminds me of this one dude who used to be in our camp, man. Maybe 3 years ago, maybe 3, 4. I'm not sure, but it was this one dude. And like it says, and there is a friend who being turned to enmity and strife will discover thy reproach. So there was this one dude that, was in the camp, and he bugged out. He ended up falling out. But if my memory serves me right, there was basically a disagreement. He had a disagreement with brothers, and that disagreement led to him, you could say, discovering a brother's reproach, like it said here in verse 9. But it was more so, he had a disagreement, and that disagreement made him get carnal, because he wasn't a real friend. So the scriptures are just giving us signs and clues of what to look for in a real friend and a fake friend. That dude years ago that fell out, there was one disagreement, and he basically used that as an excuse to walk away from the ministry, man. Right? I can't remember the exact reason he left, but I remember it, simply put, he was fake. So I've read these verses in Sirach 6 before, but I always come back to read it because they, as you experience more in this truth, the perspectives become different when you read these same verses, man. Now, as we grow in this ministry, we gain more discernment on these matters. We gain more discernment on being able to discern if someone is sincere or not sincere, So verse 10, it says, again, some friend is a companion at the table and will not continue in the day of thy affliction. So it's really going into what a fake friend is. So some friend is a companion at the table and will not continue in the day of affliction. He's with you when things are sweet and nice, but when it gets hard, he leaves. That's fake friends. Everybody in this world pretty much has fake friends. You know, us in this truth, we are the only real friends, man, to each other, the hopeful elect, this brotherhood. That's why we got to cherish this. You know, that's why you got to cherish this, man. And that's why I always think like, hey, man, a real friend will tell you when you fuck up. And if you are a real friend to that real friend, then you would believe that he's doing it out of love and you would sincerely take that rebuke. You know, these are concepts, or you could say ideas, that the world, they don't really, they don't receive these things, man. They're too carnal minded to understand humility when it comes to friendship, you know, to understand rebuke when it comes to friendship, to understand, humility and all these things. These are what make a real friend. So we're going to read down to verse 17 real quick. We're just going to read through the verses. It says, verse 11, but in thy prosperity, he will be as thyself and will be bold over thy servants. If thou be brought low, he will be against thee, and he will hide himself from thy face. Separate thyself from thine enemies and take heed of thy friends. A faithful friend is a strong defense, and he that hath found such an one hath found a treasure. And that's a heavy scripture, man. This is a spiritual scripture too, because it really comes down to belief. The scriptures always say these things, you know, a faithful friend is a treasure, you know, but do you really believe that, man? A lot of men don't believe things. You know, a lot of men in this world, their treasure is physical things in this carnal world. Their treasure is that diamond watch they have, or that diamond chain, or then Lamborghini. But do you believe that just by having your brother, do you believe that that is a treasure above all those things? Because when all those things get taken away, all you're going to have is each other. When all hell breaks loose, all we're going to have is each other. That's it. All we're going to have is each other, man. We may not have cars, we may not have money, but we're going to have each other. We may need to lodge with each other. You know, we may need to get with each other, stay with each other's houses temporarily. But this is what we're going to have that the world lacks. True unity and order and harmony. Flowing, man. Flowing through these crazy times ahead while everybody else is losing their sanity and losing their shit because they haven't really been building a strong bond made out of true righteous love that we've been building as brothers in this ministry, man. So we got to always remember these things, man. We are real friends to each other, and we should strive to be even better friends to each other. The Lord loves, you know, our intention, man, when you think on these things. So verse 14 again, a faithful friend is a strong defense, and he that hath found such in one hath found a treasure. Nothing doth countervail a faithful friend, and his excellency is invaluable. Man, that's a heavy scripture to believe, man. Something being invaluable. That's crazy, man. It really shows you we're spiritual men, man. We're spiritual men. Ask anybody in this world what is invaluable to them, and they'll say something carnal. Oh, the photo of my dead grandmother. Oh, all this money that I got. You know, my wife. Nah, that's all bullshit, man. What's invaluable is a real friend, a brother. All right? A man that'll feed you when you ain't got no food, and he ain't gonna ask you to pay him. A man that'll give you a place to stay when you ain't got nowhere to stay, and he won't ask for rent. You know, true love. What does it say? Casteth out all fear, if I'm not mistaken. This is verse 16. A faithful friend is the medicine of life, and they that fear the Lord shall find him. And I can personally attest to this scripture. A lot, man, a lot. A faithful friend is the medicine of life. There have been days where I, was catching hell. I was in my own head, getting mentally tormented and fucked up by these spirits. And sometimes you just need to hear a brother's voice. Sometimes you just need to hear that righteous vibration of a man of the Lord's voice. Don't even know what you calling him for. You just need to call him just to hear his words, man. And by that brother speaking to you, just those words itself are, uplifting medicine to your soul. There's a saying that words hurt. Well, words are also medicine. Words are also powerful. So a faithful friend is the medicine of life. And they that fear the Lord shall find him. Whoso feareth the Lord shall direct his friendship aright. For as he is, so shall his neighbor be also. Let's read that one last time. This is the last verse. Whoso feareth the Lord shall direct his friendship aright. So it goes to show you that there is an actual order to friendship. There's an order to everything, and there's an order to friendship. Okay? These people in this world, they don't understand the order to friendship. That's why their friendships don't last. They have one argument and they fall out. They get into one debate, one fight, and they're through. Because they don't understand the correct order of a friendship. Okay? You have to direct. If you fear the Lord, you have to direct your friendship aright. Meaning, if we fear Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, okay, we have to direct our friendship in this ministry. It has to be ordered in a certain way, man. And then it says, for as he is, so shall his neighbor be also. So basically what that's saying is, you want to have a righteous, image of what it means to be a real friend. And as long as you have that, other brothers will as well when they see that on you, where they see you, enacting that. But yeah, that was, hey, that was pretty much it. It changes subject soon, so I just wanted to connect Proverbs 25 and 19 to these scriptures. This was the daily reading we was doing, so I was just build a topic, a video off that. And that's pretty much it, man. Lord willing, this is edifying. About to go push the word in a couple hours. So Lord willing, this is edifying. Until the next time, shalom.